Hey guys, Marsengan here, bringing another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video. And so we just got done watching the part 2 live stream, and I'm going to do a breakdown here of the new units. I've not got the animations here because this is just a quick breakdown. I didn't record them from the stream. We're not going to have to wait too long to see them though, because we also have confirmation of the banner time. And I'm recording this now right after the stream. It was almost an hour long, so we're basically at like 2 AM UK time. This video is going to go up straight away, so it'll be a few minutes after 2. The banner is literally coming out in like 4 hours time. So I'm going to record this, get like a couple of hours sleep, then I'll be up to summon and I guess have to go back to sleep at some point. I don't know. But we have the Super Saiyan Vegeta Angel and Super Saiyan Goku Angel, the reverse exchange that will fuse into Gogeta. Their leader skill is almost exactly what I predicted in the video that I made. So their 170 leader skills, they are the same as Vegito, but they have successors instead of Earth defending heroes or Earth protecting heroes. So successors, fused fighters or pure Saiyans, 3 key, 200% HP, 170 attack and defense, additional 50% to gifted warriors instead of Earthbred fighters, which makes sense because the unit starts off as Vegeta instead of Goku, and then fusion, obviously, instead of Potara. And they are Super AGL, which I also predicted, so did pretty well on the Gogeta predictions. But yeah, solid leader skill. Obviously, successors is an interesting category, but when you throw in fused fighters and pure Saiyans, then we're off to a good start. The interesting part about the extra 50% is like gifted warriors isn't the best category, but obviously like all the Vegetas will be in this, and then fused fighters plus fusion, obviously all Gogetas, Super Saiyan 3, Gotenks, like there's going to be a lot of very, very good cards on here. And then of course, because of Goku and Vegeta, the reverse exchange, the way it works, sharing all the categories and stuff, it means obviously Vegito is on gifted warriors because the card has a Goku plus Vegeta aspect. So both of these guys are going to be on each other's 200% leads, the new Gogeta and Vegito. I say 200%, of course it's 220 and then 250 for HP. Super attack raises attack, infinite stack, greatly raise defense for 1 turn on the 18 key, greatly raise attack, infinite stack, and greatly raise defense for 1 turn on the 18 key. Pretty much this unit is a mirror image of the Vegito. Like the Vegeta is the starting part of the card and is very similar to the Goku, and then obviously Goku is the second part of the card that you can switch into from turn 4 and is very similar to Vegeta. So this guy, key 5, attack and defense 200%, additional 3 key per rainbow orb, successors or fusion allies 1 key and defense. So just like the Goku, he's a bit more attack focused and supports everybody for defense. 300% defense and guards for 3 turns. When attacking, 200% attack and 100% defense. Attacking with 10 or more key, he's effective against all types, and 20 or more key launches an additional super attack. As the second or third attacker in the turn, he has guard, launches an additional attack that has a great chance to become a super. So for the first 3 turns, he has guard regardless, and 300% defense. So he potentially is just going to be able to slot 1 for those first 3 turns. And then from the 4th turn, you can obviously exchange into Goku. And then Goku has unrelenting kicks. I think his 12 key super is not that great, but it is kind of funny. Infinite stack defense, greatly raise attack for 1 turn, colossal damage. And then the 18 key, another Goku that goes Super Saiyan 3, like the Vegito one, and does the Super Dragon Twin Fists, greatly raises defense, infinite stack, greatly raises attack for 1 turn, mega colossal damage. So yeah, the animation for the 18 key is definitely pretty cool. But again, with the super attacks, very similar to the Vegeta part of the Vegito card. Then his passive, obviously reverse exchange with Vegeta, key 5 attack and defense 200%, additional 3 key per rainbow orb obtained, and successors or fusion allies 1 key and 40% attack. When attacking, he gets 100% attack and then an additional attack that has a great chance to become a super. When receiving attack, he gets 200% defense. When receiving an attack with 10 or more key, he has an extra 10% chance to dodge. When attacking with 20 or more key, gets a guaranteed additional super. And then in slot 1, he has guard and a 70% chance to dodge. So as long as you got 10 key, he has an 80% chance to dodge in slot 1, whilst also having guard and having 200% defense start of turn, and then when receiving an attack, getting an extra 200% defense. So he's going to be pretty solid defensively, especially after his first turn once he's got some stacks off. And then we have the active skills. So just like Vegeta with the Vegito card, Goku has an active skill where you don't fuse into Gogeta. Unsuccessful fusion, so you fuse into Veku, and it does a one-off attack, ultimate damage to the enemy, delays a single target enemy's attack for 1 turn, so it's like the Ghost Usher basically, evades enemy attacks, including supers, for 3 turns. So what this means is on the turn you use it, you hit the enemy with Veku, and then you Ghost Usher them, and then when this unit comes back on the next turn, and obviously you now don't have the option to fuse into Gogeta, but whether you stay as Goku or exchange back into Vegeta, you have guaranteed dodge on that next turn as well. And obviously you can use that straight from the turn where Goku becomes available. So that's very interesting. It's got a lot of good utility, but it's just like the Vegeta crushing the Potara, where it's going to be very useful, and there's a lot of situations where you could benefit a lot from using it, but then you don't get to see the fusion, which is kind of like the main event of the card, right? So Vegeta's active skill is the fusion that lasts for 4 turns, starting from the 5th turn, exactly the same as the Vegito condition, and then we get Gogeta. So Super Gogeta, just like Vegito, only has an 18 key super, the Ultra Super attack. I say 18 key because that's just what I'm used to calling it. If you get less than 18 key somehow, which is difficult for him, you'll see when we see his kit, but difficult for him to not get 18 key, but he will always do the Ultra Super, which is the final flash, which looks awesome. Massively raises attack and defense for 1 turn and does mega colossal damage to the enemy. And then his passive fully recovers HP when you fuse, key 5, attack and defense 300%, additional 4 key per rainbow key sphere obtained, guards all attacks, damage reduction 60%, nullifies negative effects, so he is immune to being sealed, stunned, rotation locked, which means if it's like the RNG of the turn, I'm assuming this is how this will work. If the enemy's going to lock somebody on rotation and the RNG picks Gogeta to be the unit that gets locked, it just doesn't work and nobody gets locked. Because the harsh way for it to work would be that it just can't choose Gogeta, so it locks somebody else instead. But the way it should work is that, yeah, if it chooses him to be the one that gets locked, he just won't get locked. And then, yeah, if he gets supered in slot 1 by a boss that can seal or stun, he can't be sealed or stunned. So that's really good. Gets 2 additional super attacks, does guaranteed crits, and gives successors or fusions allies 2 key and 40% attack and defense. When attacking, he gets 100% attack. When receiving an attack, he gets 100% defense. For every rainbow key sphere obtained, he gets 50% extra attack and 5% damage reduction. And then for 4 turns, you have the Scouter. So not only is he getting extra key, but he's getting a bit of damage reduction with rainbow orbs as well as 50% extra attack. So he's going to do 3 supers guaranteed that are all guaranteed crits. Now the thing is, he should hit some really high attack stats, but he's probably not going to be out damaging Vegito just because he doesn't have counters. But he has the nullify negative effects, which is really good. The guaranteed crits, loads of extra key. So he's definitely still very, very good, right? And then his active skill, the Soul Punisher, ultimate damage to the enemy. All allies attack and defense 54% and attacks effective against all types for 1 turn. Changes AGL key spheres to rainbow, so then that makes it easier for you to get the rainbow orbs for him, all of which are giving him an attack buff and extra damage reduction. So this guy's going to be insane. 54% multiplicative because it's an active skill. Attack and defense is absolutely ridiculous. Like every other unit, because it doesn't apply to him anyway, the other units on the turn where you use his active skill are going to go absolutely crazy. So like the rotation of him and Vegito is just going to absolutely destroy everything, because you use his active skill first, so he's giving Vegito the buff. Then you use Vegito's active skill, so not only does his active skill do more damage, but then he has the target ability, so then you can put Gogeta in slot 1, Vegito starts countering any of the incoming attacks. Gogeta does his 3 massive supers, maybe 4 with the hidden potential, that all crit. Then Vegito maybe counters a couple more times. Then Vegito gets to do his attacks with this 54% extra buff. So, I mean, like, what enemy is surviving that turn? It's going to be absolutely ridiculous. So, yeah, he seems very, very good. I think Vegito, like I say, because he out damages him by potentially so much and has the target ability on his active skill, I think Vegito might still be better overall. But I wouldn't say it's like, I wouldn't say he gaps him at all. But yeah, definitely Gogeta's going to be pretty crazy. So then we move on to the Frieza and Goku. They got the Battle of Fate category as their leader skill for 220, which is definitely very good, better than some of the options they could have got, right, like tournament participants or reps of Universe 7. So Battle of Fate is a very good category with some very good units on it. 4 key 220, so that's very, very good. Frieza super attacks, the Death Beam 12 key, greatly raised attack and defense for 1 turn, colossal damage lowers attack. The 18 key Grudgeless Strike, massively raise attack, which is an infinite stack. No, it isn't, because there's no comma. Massively raise attack and greatly raise defense for 1 turn, mega colossal damage, and a great chance to stun, which obviously some of these events we're getting now, like the Battle Hardened Formidable Foes thing, can be stunned in the first turn for a couple of them fights, so that's quite useful. Then his passive, 7 key, just a crazy amount of key to get start of turn. Attack and defense 200%, additional attack that has a great chance to become a super, 2 extra key per rainbow key sphere obtained. For 2 turns from the entry turn, reps of Universe 7 or Battle of Fate characters get 77% attack and defense. So that's really, really good. And it does include himself. So he's got a lot of start of turn defense. Gets 150% attack and defense when attacking. Key 7 and 77% when HP is 77% or less when attacking as well. So when attacking on low HP, not only does he get tons of key, so you're guaranteed the 18 key super, but he's getting, what, 227% attack and 150% defense. Also at 77% or less HP, he gets 50% damage reduction. When all allies in the same turn are superclass, other than him, because obviously he isn't, gets a guaranteed crit and launches an additional super. If all allies in the same turn are extreme, he gets 2 additional supers. So that's pretty good. And then from the 4th turn, you can exchange into Goku. Goku does the Kamehameha, which infinitely stacks his attack, raise defense for 1 turn as the 12 key, and then greatly raise attack and massively raise defense for 1 turn, Mega Colossal, and a great chance to stun on the 18 key. And then Goku's passive is the reverse exchange. Key 7, 200% attack and defense, has guard, gets an additional 2 key per rainbow key sphere. When attacking, he gets an additional super when HP is 77% or more. And when receiving an attack, he gets attack and defense 100%, defense 77% when HP is 77% or more. Every key sphere obtained, attack and defense an extra 17%. And then a rainbow key sphere obtained gives him 59% damage reduction and effective against all types. So when you're at 77% HP or more, Goku is a super strong defensive unit. When you're at 77% HP or less, then obviously Frieza is a really strong offensive unit. So the fact that you can switch between them at will, and if you start the turn on low HP, you can switch to Frieza, do a bunch of damage, or if you heal during the turn or whatever, because this is all when attacking or when receiving an attack. So this can activate mid-turn. So if you have Frieza out, and then the unit in slot 1, you lose 23% HP, then when Frieza attacks, he will get this extra buff, and then get the damage reduction when he gets hit. So that does work out quite nicely. Then they have active skills. Frieza's active skill, he gives Goku some energy. You recover 77% HP, attack 59% for 1 turn, and changes physical key spheres to rainbow. These guys are int as well, by the way. And then it can be activated when entering the attacking turn once only. So literally, you can use it from turn 1, because you start off as Frieza. So that's interesting. And then Goku's one is basically the LR Goku and Frieza 18 key, where Goku and Frieza do their big attack, where Goku throws Frieza, then dives down, like breaking in and out of Super Saiyan, and then they rise up with like the big explosion thing. Greatly raise attack temporarily, ultimate damage to the enemy, and within the turn activated, all attacks become crits. You can use that from the 4th turn. I mean, you can. That's when you can exchange into Goku anyway. So yeah, that's able to be used straight away. So these guys actually seem really, really good. Definitely better than Blue Evolution Vegeta, who definitely has got even more of the shaft here now with, I would say, out of the 6 characters, because now that we know the details for all of them, Blue Evolution Vegeta is definitely the worst. So very unfortunate for him. So if we take a look at Super Saiyan 2 Gohan's details, because yeah, I would say these guys underrated for sure. I'm not a huge fan of the Tournament of Power. Goku and Frieza as a unit is not something that is super hype for me, but this unit definitely is very, very good. And then Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, he has full power as a leader skill. So unfortunately not Bond of Parent and Child or Kamehameha, but full power is definitely better than him getting like Super Saiyan 2 or Android/Cell Saga. So we will take that. And then his super attacks, the 12 key, raises attack and defense for 1 turn, colossal damage, lowers defense. The 18 key, super Kamehameha, greatly raises attack and defense for 1 turn, mega colossal, and greatly lowers defense. Pretty straightforward super attack effects for him. And then his passive, we get an entrance animation with 1 other full power or Android/Cell Saga ally on the team. So super easy to get that. That gives him an additional attack that has a medium chance of becoming a super per existing enemy up to 5 times within the turn, and launches 2 additional super attacks for 4 turns. Like, I saw some people say, oh, so he's just a super battle road unit. But no, because not only does he get 2 additional supers anyway for 4 turns, so if you've got 1 enemy, you get 2 additional supers guaranteed, and then the first part is just giving you 1 attack that has a medium chance to become a super. But yeah, in Super Battle Road, World Tournament, anything where there's multiple enemies, you're getting multiple of those. So say you're in an event with 3 enemies, that means he gets 3 additional normal attacks that each have a medium chance to become a super, and then still does the 2 guaranteed additional super attacks. So hidden potential additional, you're not going to need to give him very much, and he's going to be able to get the hidden potential additional fairly often as well. He is super physical as well, by the way. So he gets key 5, attack and defense 258, has guard, 20% damage reduction, and then gets an extra 1 key per key sphere obtained. When attacking, he gets 158% extra attack. For every attack performed, he gets an extra key up to 5, and attack and defense 10% up to 80, which again, like, you can technically attack 8 times in 1 turn if there were 5 enemies, which obviously, like World Tournament, it'd be kind of funny. This guy in the World Tournament will just clear out the entire enemy team all by himself, because he is strong enough that depending on the lead you're running and stuff, he probably kills World Tournament enemies with his normal attacks, which is kind of funny. When receiving an attack, he gets an extra 158% defense. So he's got very high defense and guard. It's multiplicative, so when you see his defense at the start of the turn, when he receives an attack, he's getting 158% of whatever that is on top. So obviously once he's got the build up of the 80% from performing 8 attacks, he's going to be very strong defensively. And then you factor that in with the fact that he has guard and 20% damage reduction. Starting from the 5th turn, he gets an extra 158% attack and 58% defense when attacking with 18 or more key. So this guy, after supering, is going to be incredibly tanky. Performs a crit when activating the active skill or when attacking with 24 key. So if you get 24 key, you get guaranteed crits. So this guy, like, because he's not going to need much additional, and you can basically get guaranteed crits if you get enough key, this guy doesn't really need any of the hidden potential abilities. So funnily enough, is another unit that probably is just best to have full dodge, which is kind of funny. And then his active skill is the Father Son Kamehameha, which just looks absolutely incredible. Massively raised attack temporarily, does ultimate damage to the enemy, key 24 and attack 58% for 1 turn. So of course his follow-up attacks on that turn are going to be super powerful as well. And then it can be activated when there's another Kamehameha ally on the team, starting from the 5th turn from his entry turn, or when facing only 1 enemy whose HP is 89% or less, starting from the 5th turn from the entry turn. So this restriction is very close to being completely free, right? Because if you're running double Gohan leads, then you already have another Kamehameha ally on the team. And then even if you don't, his best link partners are going to be other Super Saiyan like Gokus and Gohans, who are probably going to be on the Kamehameha category. And then even if you don't have a Kamehameha ally on the team, as long as the enemies are 89% or less HP, you can do it from turn 5 anyway. So unless you're coming into like turn 5 with Gohan on rotation and it's the first turn of a new phase and the enemy's on full health, that's going to be the only time from like turn 5 onwards that you actually can't do the active skill. So his active skill is definitely going to be very easy to achieve. And yeah, he seems very, very strong. I've seen people underrating him already, but like with the stats that he has, especially after he gets his attacks off, because bear in mind, against 1 enemy, he gets his normal attack, then you get the 1 additional attack that has a chance to become a super, then you get 2 additional supers, then you have the potential for the hidden potential as well, so you can already attack 5 times in 1 turn. So after he's finished attacking on the first turn, he's already going to have an extra 50% defense. Then when he gets hit, he gets 158%. And if you got 18 more key from the 5th turn onwards, he gets even more defense than that. And by then, he will be fully built up. So his defense, his raw defense is probably going to get quite high start of turn. And then he's getting 158% 158% on top of that, whilst having guard and 20% damage reduction. So he seems very, very good. They also announced the Super Easy A's. We knew about Perfect Cell. He was basically confirmed by being on that banner with Janemba, Gogeta, Vegito, and Buhan. And then, yeah, the Int Gohan Super Easy A. This is interesting because, like, he has the same name as the new LR. And Gohan, realistically, from what we've seen from his kit, I guess after turn 1, he might be fine. But he'd have to go slot 1 for this guy to then be on the team as a floater to then not clash, like, and not be able to link with him, which is interesting. So his details were in the data download, but I'll go over that stuff in a separate video. The banners come out today, but these Easy A's don't come out for like another 2 days. So we'll talk about them more in the future. But the data download did provide the schedule. So we can see, as confirmed as well, I did the video the other day, that new Beerus art was the asset for a new Beerus, the banner unit for Gogeta. So you can see the new units all coming out in... obviously, this was 4 hours and 18 minutes when this image was taken, but just under 4 hours from now. And then the Super Easy A's are out in 2 days from now. So there you go. That's the details of all the Part 2 LRs. Let me know which one is your favorite. Let me know who you are summoning for. I'm going to go and get like 3 hours sleep and then have to be up to summon for these guys. So hopefully I will see you guys at the live stream. Hopefully we can all get some good luck, because my Part 1 luck was pretty awful. My goal is to just pour all the stones that I have, which isn't even that much, to be honest, at the moment, because YouTube doesn't pay for like another week. But I'm going to pour all the stones I have into the Gogeta banner, hopefully pull him, and then I am right on the cusp of getting to the pity anyway. So then that will allow me to pity Vegito, because I didn't get him in Part 1. And then I'll probably just use all my rainbow tickets on the Carnival banner, hoping to get Gohan. But we'll see how it goes. So let me know what you guys think down below. Who are you summoning for? Hopefully I'll see you at the stream. So that is going to be it for the video. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.